Well, welcome everyone. This is Evelyn. It's 6:21 on the clock, which is the lovers and the world. That's also Gemini twin energy and the completion of the world, which is also Pisces energy. And 1 foot in this world, 1 foot in the next. Sorry about the squeaking noise in the background. That's Teddy playing with his toy. By the way, his name is Teddy Bear, and I didn't know. This comes up in the read today. For Build-A-Bear, today's Teddy Bear Day. So today is Teddy's day. So you can tell him congratulations if you want. You'll probably see him as he strolls over to the window. So I have my message, my channeled message of the day as usual, and my 7-deck read for the twins on the table there as well. We're going to roll the die, but let's first take a few deep breaths. And of course, you guys all know the news, and some of that will come up in the read. And by the way, it was part of my message yesterday, and the header was about the breaking of the seal of CERN, which has to do with what Sam the Illusionist talked about as far as the Queen not being her since 2012. There was a reptilian energy that replaced her, but you can watch his video about that. But I did want to parallel that information that the Galactic Federation had broken some kind of connection from Mars that kept that in place, which is the same energy that was coming up for me with my CERN title yesterday of the breaking of the seal at CERN. So there's some kind of involvement there as well, some kind of, right, because CERN would have been cut off in the same way if there was some Mars energy being cut off from the Queen. So let's see what's going on here. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths. Take another deep breath. And one more deep breath. I am picking up some dark energy in the world around Russia, behind Russia. But otherwise, it's pretty clear. So let's get right into this. Today is, of course, the 9-9 portal, and of course, 99 is that source compassion energy. Very powerful, right? Infinite energy. And today's the 9th, which is the Hermit. The day adds up to 24, which is the 24/6 of the Queen of Wands, but also Omega. And we're going to roll the die here too, and then I'll get going on the first, the channeled message for you guys. I mean, they're both channeled, but the message of the day goes into a lot of stuff that the 7-deck read for the twins doesn't get into. So let's go ahead and roll the die for the twins this day, September 9th, 2022. All right, we have the number 1 of the masculine and the Magician, and that channeled energy, literally. And we also have here Saturn. So we have Saturn, and which is also Capricornian energy, very patriarchal, fatherly energies, restrictive energies, responsible energies. So of the masculine Capricorn, and then we have Libra here. All right, so the balance, and we're going into Libra soon. So we have Capricorn, Libra, and then one is Aries with the Magician. I mean Gemini, sorry about that. The one is the Magician, which is Gemini. So that's also the twin energy, along with the father and responsibilities, and then the Libra of the balance, of seeking that balance. And the father, masculine, is seeking that balance. It's all about the masculine of those energies, really, and seeking balance, which is like the card in the Metatron deck is the yin-yang energy off balance. It's the King of Wands. It's 23. And it's showing him in duality off balance. And that's kind of the energy that's coming up today. And that did come up in my read as well. So let's go ahead and start off with my message of the day from my 3-deck read, which is Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and then Shaman Dreams at the bottom. We're going to bring it in a little closer so you can see the cards better. There we go. dreams. So for those of you not familiar, I always do the underlying energies and then the cards across, and then a pile that I usually end up having to count at the end there. So that's what that is if you don't understand. And then shaman dreams there at the bottom. So 10:10 came up first thing this morning, and on 9:9. And what else came up? I think I woke up at 9:9 yesterday. There was something else 9:9 that came up. And then when I took Teddy out this morning, out back, usually the dog, our neighbor's dog isn't out there. There's a beautiful Siberian Husky who's a lot older than Teddy. Teddy's only 1, at my neighbor's backyard at the fence. And it was so funny because Teddy will go up to there, but he won't do much, you know, and he'll pee on the fence to mark his territory, and she's just staring through the fence, kind of whining to get his attention, but she's much older than him. And then they were like darting across the yard back and forth, kind of showing off for each other. They were so cute. And the dog's name is Annika, and I think her owner's name, I think he said his name is Matt. I don't know them very well. They're new people there. I met his wife, I think, a couple months ago, but my daughter's usually out back when they're out back. So Annika, so Anne came up for me in the read as well, and Matt, which was his name, but also my son's name is Matthew. That comes up later in the read as well. So those names may be significant to you. And it was interesting how Anne came up. So anyway, and again, and showing off for each other is very much the energy coming up today. So letting you know that. I started doing this read at 11:22, which is the 11 of alignment, truth and balance and justice. The 22 of the Fool and the Fool's journey, that open heart and that leap of faith. And we started out here with the 3 piles. So the first pile had 7 cards, but the 6 and the 5 were kind of coming up separate within the 7 cards. So first it was the 6, the lovers within the 7 of the chariot, right? Because the chariot is the vehicle and the lovers sitting in the chariot. But then the 5 was coming up separately as well, which is the Hierophant, but also freedom, change, and expansion. The second pile was also 7. So where the first pile was coming up as 2 and then 5, 7, the second pile came up 5 and then 2, 7. Really cool because it reflected each other exactly. And then the third pile came up in 7 and 5. So that was very interesting. So triple 7s came up as well as another 5, where everything was being broken down to 5, 2, 2, 5, and then 7, 5. So it's all about 2 7s and 5s right there. And then the 12 cards altogether in the third pile. So 7, 7, and 12, which is the 2 chariots, right? The chariots of fire and ice. And then the 12 of hanging out together in wisdom, seeing new perspectives. So the chariot, and first came up the Hierophant and the family of the chariot, and moving that energy of the Hierophant or the establishment in the family, so the family structure but also societal structure, to that higher love in the ascension, which is the chariot vehicle. To a higher love, the High Priestess and Hierophant step into the chariot. Right, so that's the High Priestess and the High Priest step into the chariot. The Hierophant cheese stands alone, and that can reference now Charles going into his new position. And I thought he was Virgo, and he must have Virgo in his chart because he's so Virgo, but he's actually Scorpio, 11/14/1948. He's 73 years old. The underlying energies here was 34 of the ancestors, the 8 of Wands, the energetic exchange and arrows of love of your ancestors coming forward. And there's a big tie because, of course, we colonized from England. So who's coming up to the door? Who's that? There's a service dog that just came up to say hello to Teddy. Oh my gosh. I don't know whose service dog it is. So cute. Someone's yelling for them. But the service dog came up he's wearing a little service vest. Oh, his owner's yelling at the door for him to come back. He's just standing there. They're staring at each other through the door. That's so cute. Sorry about that. okay. It's okay, Teddy. So, I know some people are just driving by. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure they weren't coming up to the door. Okay, so we have the energetic exchange of the ancestors and compassion inspired to maintain the childlike spirit in a wake-up call of the divine feminine supported by source in the feast of plenty for all. At 11:56 is alignment with 56, which is the Two of Swords, of your knowing and keeping your energy clear. The underlying energy of the tree split, locked at the root, the 55 of the truth, Excalibur, of thanksgiving every day, of the shaman, offering a peace pipe of safety and security from the U.S. and how, two halves of the English tree, and the 46 of the children of England, the Six of Cups, as my daughter came out to brush Teddy at that point, which the Six of Cups is the two children, and then the authentic self of the 26, and pink of self-love, that Page of Wands energy of the baby in the womb, or the seed even, and nature, and allowing nature to take its course in the pink. And it's funny, my daughter went out in a pink that she never usually wears today. And then 48 of the Eight of Cups, walking away within to the void, to the Om, which is the symbol that looks like a 30 with a crown on top. Walking away within, loving self, child, and pet as one, as your core of existence. As this came up the other day, as the core of the earth is the heart, but it's also the daughter. The union with source. As then, the ancestors then leap forward in appreciation and healing of you. The shaman U.S. child is now able to find peace at 0 point field with England. A freeing, so to speak, of the bridge of the ancestors to the U.S. children, as Oz and the path there to Oz, or oxygen to breathe, is now once again as it should be and cleared. The first card here is the 1210 of the Hanging Man and the Destiny. At 13, 13 is the transition of the birdie who flew free in transition. And then a scam call came through from Myerstown, PA, so if that means anything to anybody, that was at 12:11. And then at 12:12, which is the two hanged men, two roofs come together to hang out, to house in the diamond light, as the bird transitions to judgment, the wake-up call, the Council of 12, as the dodeca mirrors the bridging of two houses. I was just getting the House of York. And then New York. The 10 years ago, when I watched Sam the Illusionist as well, and he had talked about his message, which I said in the beginning a little bit, but again, saying that she hasn't been actually her since 2012. Due to a ritual that the family had done with her in 2012 in order to keep her around. And Sam had said in his video, which you can watch the whole video to get the details about this, that she was in a, because they did her history, that she was in a light energy when she incarnated, but she fell into the dark side of things. But if you fall into the dark side, they were explaining that you then would have to start over again. So that's that energy. Again, having to learn your lessons over again. At 12:20, which is the Hanging Man and the Judgment, there's lots of back and forth about her transition, or some would say her judgment day. At 12:21, okay, that very significant energy of 12:21, and that time where she switched, right? She left her body, she actually died, and a reptilian energy replaced her, per Sam. And of course, the death day was yesterday, 9/8, which Magenta was talking about, adds up to 17. And I was getting, they're never going to tell you exactly when she died. So she could have even died on the 7th. but they didn't want to announce it until they were ready with whatever they're doing. But I was getting something about September 7th, so I don't know if she actually died on the 7th and not the 8th, but 43 then comes through, which is a 7. A coming together and the pause to receive healing. And it was interesting that 43 came up because I just texted my son, whose soul number is 43, and that was at 12:12. The 2 hanging out. The 40, and he's Matthew, again, that name was coming up. The 47 of the synchronicities and choices and opportunities of blessings and thanks, of thanksgiving every day for the abundance for all, for the horned instrument, hallowed for call. The Q transitioned in 2012 to heal with abundant universe, to see the many blessings and thanks. The 23 of the King of Wands in duality, this is the card I was talking about. The King of Wands with an imbalance of passion, its ego, and the need to balance as ancestors had veered off in another direction from them. So again, it's kind of showing me the U.S. going off on their own path apart from the U.K. Or in other words, they're the children who broke the chain, which came up in that show, The Devil in Ohio as well. Breaking the chain, breaking the pattern. At 12:27, which is the Hangman and the Ace of Wands, which is where I wrote down that today is National Build-A-Bear Teddy Bear Day, with lots of, he's looking at me now, with lots of energetic exchange. And then it's coming up as the Divine Feminine, right? The Q of the Queen is actually the quantum, it's the twin flame energy of the 0. Remember, QE2 is literally, that's why they used it for her, QE2, because QE2 is literally twin flame quantum energy, right? The Q, if you write the Q with the tail as a 2, the 2 is actually already in the Q, and then the E, which is the 3 lines on either side, which means equal and congruent to all. So the QE2, which is also coming up here as the QEE, as I talked about the EE yesterday, being the energetic exchange, the, it's lots of things, but it's also my initials, Evelyn Esther, but the Q of the quantum twin flames and the energetic exchange of the Divine Feminine, and the transition in the wake-up call to healing and coming together in Thanksgiving feast with US and England. The King of Wands, 23, which is coming up as the Monarch E, because literally yesterday added up to 23. So she was coming up as the king, right? Because she was the queen, but she was actually the king of the kingdom. So she was coming up as the King of Wands off balance, and the need for balance having been in duality of the monarchy. The ancestors who turned away, which is the United States, the people who came to the United States. The 1 of the Magician and the yellow of the JC and the Carpenter Bee. The magic of joy and happiness. And the yellow is coming up as Ye, LL, capital L's, and then OW. Ye, the Holy Grail, the human double U's. 2 right angles that merge side by side, confident and shining their light as JC and Mary Magdalene, the template of that, the buttercup yellow. The hard worker and the beautiful flower. The 32 of the Tree of Life, the journey from orange to gold, from the ego id to the source ID, the root creation to the source creation. Notice how much less orange is the sun lately as it moves to diamond rainbow light. The hermits taking action as movement is needed, running with the big bird shadow as the chariots of fire and ice. At the beach where land meets sea, the call of the wild and free, a day for me, perhaps, with the 9 coming up there, of the hermit, and running with the big bird, which comes up in this deck also as the Queen of Swords. The weeping willows right here as a helicopter went over at 12:40, the Hanging Man and the Page of Cups, the innocent one. The hermit and the weeping willows is the pink willows reflecting each other. The 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, as above, so below, where compassion is reflected today on this day of 9/9, the compassion portal, which is why it's such a significant portal. Heaven sent, with lilac castle in the purple moon, that spaceship has sailed, sent away, but with love. The 54 of the Page of Swords, Gemini, or the twins, and this is a download I was getting literally locked in, the Mercury messenger on a mission of purification of communications. That's the Virgo and Gemini energy. The Holy Grail, the daughter moon of Sarah and Mary, and then Sarah Palin came up because she lost the House seat to Patola, who's Democrat, and then Andrew's ex, Sarah, came up online, Ferguson, honoring the Queen for her generosity after the divorce. Okay? And then Sarah Palin's also claiming the same thing as Trump and claiming election fraud. So we'll see how that all plays out. But Sarah was coming up as the daughter, and I literally looked up Sarah, which is why these energies came up. And so Sarah Palin was the first thing that came up, so I don't think she's going away anytime soon. It could be a harbinger, in the quote online, of the spiritual grandmothers, what they called her, of Trumpism, might be foreshadowing its fate. And of course, that was a message from yesterday, 9/8/22. Lots of reflecting and compassion for their abusers. Okay, so again, the Queen saying she is above her people, that she is one with God, but they are not, right? That she is the chosen one and they are not. That is the energy of people not letting go of their abusers' change. It's that same victim, perpetrator, savior mentality that we're trying to let go of now, because we were all in that energy, and that's what we're letting go of. The pinks and lilacs coming up, and the 35 of the wounded warrior. The Kundalini released upward as untapped energy is now available that wasn't before because of this break in the seal of CERN and the connection with Mars that enabled the Queen to leave. The 17 of the dreams coming true and the healing of conquering fears with angelic assistance helping dreams to come true by helping to break the seals of the dark forces and shower in the diamond white purification, light for clarity on the shadow. And then something that I had watched a couple years ago, Channeling Jesus, and one of the techniques they use, or they suggested in her channeling of Jesus, was to, which I do actually every time we do our 3 deep breaths, is picturing the world and then gently like squeezing the world, all of the dark energy out of the world with your white light. So I wanted to bring that up because I was being guided to tell you that. Again, I've told you that before, but it's been a long time. So, and again, that intent of white light around the world each day, even if you don't watch my video, the Knight of Cups Emerald Order for heart healing and deep physical healing right now. It's all about the physical body right now, with the Queen of Cups and her activated light body as well. The Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups coming together here as the twin flames, healing the physical body, ruled by the heart, and the light bodies being fired or being freed up now. The Holy Grail of messengers, the wounded warrior's dream come true, to clear their past and be with their twin flame. The Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, the Emerald Isle, and Tanzanite was also coming up. So the Mass is coming up as the island to himself, now coming in off the Isle, and the Tanzanite, which represents, being ready to love, is coming up from the feminine's heart. The 10 greenest places on earth came up from that. Sapa Valley, Vietnam, as well as Corcovado National Park, Costa Rica. Regularly Rice Terrace in Bali. I'm not saying the names right, I'm sure. I'm not reading my writing very well either. I was kind of writing quickly. And then Val d'Orcia in Italy. The Maya Mountains in Belize. Killary National Park, Ireland. Tijupo'os, Tahiti, and Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia. The Congo Basin, Central Africa, and Hoh Rainforest in Washington at 101. So the 2 magicians going into 102 of the masculine and the feminine. So at 102, the underlying energy here was 38, which is the Queen of Cups and her acceptance of love, the vines of the feminine wrapping around the trunk of the tree, and the 45 of the purging empowerment, because remember, that's a reset. It inspires you afterward. The M of the co-creation of power that's urgently used with your intuition or your intention, and the 29 of the 3 of Wands and the butterfly lioness's presence to contemplation of their gifts and their gifts of their mother. The 8 of the breakthrough in the dance between the masculine and the feminine, with an open heart to all emotions, surfing the waves along the foam. So instead of surfing in the green room, it's just surfing along the, skimming the top, like skim boards, but along the foam of the tips of the waves. In a breakthrough of the daughter, the dance between the 29 and 39, and that can be the age of the feminines too. The dance between the 29s and 39s of being present to your gifts in the moment, and the 39 of the Knight of Cups, who's just being love. The spiritual presence in gifts, and being love, the gifts of the spirit. The mother-daughter and the beast in the break through the sound barrier, no longer searching for peaceful waters, but diving right into the heart. Diving right in, heart first, to excited seas. The heart first to the Russian ice princess covered in a blanket of snow, but warm ivy in the optic area and the cerebellum. The Sarah Bell co-creating with tricks up her sleeve, referencing Bellatrix, and the Northern Lights on full display across Minnesota and Wisconsin this past Labor Day weekend. And then there was a quote too about just driving 45 minutes outside the Twin Cities to capture the lights. The next peak year is supposed to be 2024 for the lights to be at their brightest. And the best places to go see the Northern Lights was coming up as Norway, Iceland, Finland, Canada, Alaska, Sweden, Russia, and Greenland. And I liked the pictures from Greenland the best. The 39 of the Knight of Cups and the clear endeavor of ending emotional attachments to spring, right? Because everybody's waiting all year for spring to come back. Stop waiting for spring to come in and enjoy the moment. Enjoy the winter wonderlands. The 26 of the Page of Wands, of that seed, the child within, be true to your heart. The Page of Wands here is coming up as the lion's heart. The Knight of Cups as the northern rainbow lights. And the Page of Wands as the earthy beat. And as the Page of Wands at the earthy beach, where multiple ships sail while one new one is seen coming in, or it's closer than she realizes. The Russian-English-American connection. The Russian-English-American connection. The Bond Girl, 007. That's James Bond with Agent 007. 2 humans and source key connection. Key to the Emerald City as she, Nadia, the Queen of 2, the energetic exchange, and the California Girl, and Sarah Bella with tricks up her sleeve. The flexible Queen in quantum leap of energetic exchange of a natural glow from within. The organic QE2, the quantum energy of the twin flames, push and pull, of hot and cold, of fire and ice. And then the 18 of Kai, and the symbol of Kai in Hebrew. The new experiences, born at the 11th hour, the green daughter, the moon child, on horse in bouquet of flowers on the round table with butterfly. Andromeda and Sarah Bell, the Anne is drama and dad. The Sarah is beautiful and mother-oriented. So it's coming up as Anne connects to the father, Sarah connects to the mother. So Anne is more dramatic and connects to the father, right, daddy's little girl, and Sarah is the beautiful and is more mother, best friend oriented. And it was so weird that the 2 names were coming up because my great friend, her daughter is 18 and her name is Sarah and she just went off to college. And then the dog out back's name is Annika, which is Anne, who is out with her dad today. The Siberian Husky, which is also then Russian with the dad, and then the California Girl with her mother and Teddy Bear, which is my dog, the Russian-American connection and the fence between them. The 27 of the Ace of Wands, to maintain your childlike spirit all winter long. For those of you don't know too, because I've talked about this many times, but I didn't know I had a Russian background, but I'm 1/4 Russian. My grandfather was actually Russian, which we didn't know till about 10, 15 years ago. So the ace, to maintain the childlike spirit all winter long, no fall, just summer leap to long winter, to bouncing back in spring, but really that's all about the summer as well. So we're taking out the spring and the fall and just going from the long dark night of the winter to the summer that's the so Mary Magdalene urgently again. So coming back to that warmness, the warmth of the Mary Magdalene again in the summer. The 18, which is also the 144, where the 44 is the lap dance of the 3D, collapsing to the 8 and the 5D. The 18 is just the higher vibration of the 144, plus the 8 in the dance, or the manifestation of dreams, equals 18 plus 8, which equals 2 8s. The 26, which is also an 8, is the lion's heart of a child. The 144 plus 8 is 152, which is the 51 and the 52 together as 1 plus 51 and 52 as 1 plus, right, their plus 1 person equals 8. So then we have, the 152 is 8. And 8 is also infinity, of course. So missing the 12 here in a 1-2 punch, because we had the numbers 6, 18, and 24, but the number 12 was missing in the 6, 12, 18, 24 of 6s. The missing 12 is the hanging man, the Christ energy, the 1-2 punch, the empowerment that is the co-creation, that urgent pow of intention, that is the 8, that the 8 is missing. The 2 in front of it to make the 28 of the twin flames. The Y in the road, the 0-point field. The quantum 27 Ace of Wands leap to push and pull. The 27 is the leap. The 28 is the push and pull. Where it's coming up as the 26 is the lion's heart, right? You don't want more passion than that. You just need the flame in the heart. Then the 27 is the leap of faith. The 28 is the push and pull of the twin flames. The 29 is the gifts that are brought to you. Then the 30 comes the union. The 23 was the queen that became the 24, back to the green, as the 25 in a leap of faith, back to square one for her. And then we go back to the page of wands, 26, which is all the fire that you actually need. The lion's heart is all, no other ego required. The 26 of the lion's heart and the 27 of the leap of faith, to the 28 of the twins, the 29 of the gifts that come on board, to the 30 of union, home to the Om, reflecting there's no place like home, and the 3 of abundance, and of course the mother. The mother becomes the child again in the winter to summer wonderland, where she is the spring and he is her fall. In the 38 of the Queen of Cups, and I was getting major connection right there, in the 38 of the Queen of Cups, acceptance of the Knight of Cups is love, not the king, right? Because the Knight of Cups is the knight. So the queen, instead of going for the king, goes for the knight, the dark night of her soul. Her ivy vines, sine waves around his trunk, focused pillar of intent connection. At 155 is the magician, and the 55 of truth and Excalibur, the Ace of Swords. And the first card out in this deck was the 50 of emotional fulfillment and family, the potential gateway, the potent gate, where she gets her way, the blue ray, the heart of the tree reflected in the borealis lights, seeing their true nature in the water's reflection. The tree is only its cover. The 50 within the emotional fulfillment of the tree, where the grands stay put as the kids and grandkids reach far and wide. The 4 of the paws, the little fairy girl at the tree, as daddy's girl, without a mother vining him, pausing to reflect and feeling taken care of, feeling safe and secure, the safety and security of the tree that she grew up with. So it's again the energy of the daughter wanting to go home and feel that safety and security of being taken care of, perhaps a reprieve. The 6 of the lovers and family and community, the twins of Gemini and the big picture, the healing of the root to open the crown to the flower, the little fairy girl, learning her mission of love and family, and 21, which is the world, completion, and Pisces, and the mother's fresh approach to crossing bridges that are not so polarized, as a softer touch is needed, not so extreme because they're not fully polarized. Not going jungle to desert anymore, but perhaps going from the jungle land to the ocean might be nice. The quantum and galactic pictures here, of the very small and the very large, or your personal life and your global life. At 44, with birthday wishes, and this was at 210, which is a 0 supporting the world and completion, and 7 cards came up with this deck as well, the 5 and 2, the 44 of the birthday wishes, and the 44 of the social worker atlas, which is actually my life lesson number. But again, it's the transition of mastering in 3D in order to push on to the 4D and then 5D over the 33 bridge to the 22 platform of the 5D jump off point at the station. To seek beauty as a whole trail of wishes follows you wherever you go. See the beauty in your dear one's eyes, reflecting you, drenched in the ethers of the ancient ruins of days gone by, of the 44, 22, 33, as the cards came up that way, 44, 22, 33, where you are the 11, which is actually the 11 flames in the number 44 card. The spiral of the 3D to 5D via the number 33 4D bridge, the rainbow antikarana 4D bridge, purgatory, purgatory, to the 6D 11 of instant manifestation, the station of the manifest, manifesting with 11 candles in 44 card in your leap of faith of 61 to 61. And then I took a break right there, 217, because I actually did Jen McCarty's meditation today, which is really good actually. 2 and 17, which is the High Priestess, and the 17 of the stars. Got a lot of connection in the meditation today. I don't always on everyone, but it was really good today. So at 222, and again referencing the guidance counselor show, where the 2 is the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, the 22 is the Fool's Journey with that open heart and leap of faith, the 222 of the 6 of love, family, and community, and the life lesson here of the 44 in a leap of faith on the Fool's Journey of the 22, and the 33 of unity consciousness of Christ, and to be gentle with yourself. And then Isabella came up here. It's also coming up as to be beautiful. Be gentle with yourself because you are beautiful. So also Annabelle was coming up when I said that. So the 9 of the Hermit on this 9-9 of compassion, and the perfect setting, painting a pretty picture of the 9 and the 14. So September 14th is coming up as significant, and that is a significant date for me as well. The 14 of the higher love of ancient women of all seasons, the seasoned women, the divine feminines, and the assurance of the divine feminines protecting the divine masculines. As at 333, I came back to doing my read again, and she was talking about a song that she had written called The Fairy Ring. At 31, which is the chaos of the sun, the reflection of which is the 13 of death and control, the transition or transformation to the center point of bridging those two energies in alchemy or in transmutation. To be spontaneous in reaching out across the orange, the daughter, moon, womb, the daughter, the moon, the womb, and the fairy realms, pulling out wounds, the needle from the haystack, the flowers reach out to the tree, the little girl swings, so happy to be free and close all at the same time. The 37 of unconditional love and the King of Cups, rather, as the flowers to the tree, the burbs to the city, or vice versa, as the city dwellers reach out to the lioness, the polar bear, the pink flamingos too. The ideal course of action, of course, is always unconditional love, as it went into the connection of what is the bridge and connection between Mexico and South America, which comes out that Mexico is the bridge between North and South America. And what came up was Mexico and South American bridge, as the U.S.-Mexico talks are coming up next week, and Mexico is the bridge, so it's very important. And that was coming up from the NewYorkPost.com, with South America the South Americans are flying to Mexico to then enter the U.S. illegally, so that's coming up as well. That was 10/13/21 last year. But again, what was important here is that Mexico is the bridge between North and South America. Then the list of border bridges came up in Wikipedia, and the one that was standing out to me was the Eagle Pass II, which is South Adams in Eagle Pass, Texas, that was initiated in 1999. And there's that compassion energy. Camino Red International Bridge, and then also the World Bridge Organization came up, and the Thatcher Ferry Bridge, which of course I associated Thatcher with England, but it wasn't. It had to do with the man who built the bridge, Thatcher, the engineer, I guess. But the Bridge of Americas, which are other bridges now, but it's also considered the Bridge of Americas, Thatcher Ferry Bridge, which is the Panama Canal Bridge. That was from October 2nd, 62, inaugurated October 12th, 62, and it began construction October 12th, 59, and took nearly 2.5 years to complete. And also there was a $600 million makeover on 8/27/22 news for the El Paso bridge, the El Paso Juarez border, which is a 1967 bridge. To celebrate differences of the mother unicorn with the three of the earth, to celebrate differences of the mother unicorn and the daughter dolphin, which is coming up as the mother unicorn, Philly, which is the horse-like thing, but also I'm from Philly as the mother, and then daughter is the dolphin, and my daughter's Pisces, and I associate her with the dolphin. So the mother unicorn and daughter dolphin coming up in the card were coming up as the Philly and the Dolphy of the Philadelphia, but love is always the answer. The 46 of gratitude and appreciation of the little girl and the unicorn, and the Philadelphia connection. And I'm getting Ben Franklin again. But I'm also getting the Philadelphia ship, the shipyard, where, they experimented with trying to get the ship to move to another realm where all the people got stuck in the walls or ended up in a mental institution. Finding emotional fulfillment. The emperor heals the root. I'm getting Ben Franklin because there's something about the Ben Franklin Bridge. Maybe I'm supposed to look it up. Hold on one second. Let me look up the Ben Franklin Bridge, see if anything comes up. I don't know if I noticed anything recently, but let's see here. Ben Franklin Bridge. Yeah, see there's one there. That was an old message though. Let's see here. There was work done back in 18, a project to begin upgrading the Parkway Bridge, or the bridge walkway. But the most recent one was 21 here, was June 25th last year. The pedestrian was struck near the Ben Franklin Bridge in Camden, New Jersey. And then another header just says crash on Ben Franklin Bridge causing traffic issues. That was 2020. Let's see here. And it's bridges between Philadelphia and Camden, New Jersey. Let me see here. If I put news in there, see if anything comes up. Oh yeah, so here's the current news. Camden County announces first of 2 bridges over Cooper River to connect trails and parks. Camden County has plans for 2 trail bridges that will connect Philadelphia to Cooper River Park and beyond. So there you go. There's more bridges being built. So, and there was a lot of stories about bridges being built, between countries over in the Middle East and Africa and Spain as well was coming up. So all that kind of, all of a sudden, all these bridges these connections are being made. The finding emotional fulfillment, the emperor heals the root and flowers, completing the family cycle in groups, reaching out as the King of Cups to the Empress and their children. And that can be people, reaching out to the Queen's family as well. The 32 of the journey, and trust your own understanding of your specific journey as the divine feminine of magic and the divine masculine, and make a wish and blow. It's all about the green and yellow physical body healing right now. And then it came up 4:15, which is tax day, which is also Matthew, because Matthew, the apostle, was associated with as the tax man. And that's also my son's Matthew, and a Scorpio, which is taxes. So a lot about that stuff was coming up here. The underlying energy of Matthew and tax day. And the 6, and then 6 and 14 came up, which is actually the first time I ever reached out to my twin. The 6 of the lovers, the 14 of the temperance card and the higher love, the divine feminine cosmic womb, and the drifter, or the Dr. Ifter, the heart and the high heart. The 2 beloved hearts on fire of radical acceptance of the winter's dream, the 63 of the dark night of the soul, as the dark night, and the 1 straddling worlds as the Queen of Swords, 52, wandering between realms from 63 of the suffering and silence, less 11, which equals 52 of the Queen of Swords, less 33, which then becomes the next card of the 19 of the Sun, plus 1, which is the 20, the 2 swords in 1 stone. At 4:20, which is the time of my son Matthew's birth, which is also the 42 of the 2 of Cups, and the source energy backing it up. The hiding between realms, and that's at the time of my son's birth, and the sun falling angel overexposed in public judgment of the feast of plenty of choices and their consequences. A wake-up call, perhaps. At 4:21, the first card out was the 61, which is the risk card, that's 7 of Swords, but it comes up as the Whales song here. And I was getting WHYY, which is a radio station, but then I was getting Y with 2 Ys. Y double wide, right? The whale like double wide, and resonating or whale double wide. The whale hanging out in the portal bubble in the deep blue sea between realms. So again, that's referencing like the portal in the arcs at the bottom of the ocean. And the 17 of the dreams and healing with intent. Through the eye of the needle's squint, the sphere or the round, and the ellipsis, or like the rotation around the planet, the O and the 1 is right, because the 1 is just the flat O, but you're seeing it from the side, so all you see is a 1. So it's just the perspective, right? The O is seeing the whole O, and then when you turn it, if it's just a flat piece of paper in 2D, if you turn it on its side, it just becomes the 1. But it's also coming up as the 1, it's of course the egg and the sperm. The O and the 1 is also the Q of the thorn in your side. The thorn inside the womb, the wound. The womb and the wound. And the clearing was today with Jeanne was the womb. So it went from number 61 to 17, which I was then guided to reflect, 71 to 16, which is taking the risk to dream and co-creating epiphanies or sudden events, holding space or the door open until the right time of the month, of the year, of the decade, etc. The 11th hour before your birthday or the day before the dream came true. The whale's song is the whale's ong, the meadow, the tribulation, the sorrow, the anointing, the hook, the bee. And we all know what bees have, stingers, and they're sweet on honey. The grandfather, the dude, the stars, the sir, Mr., he, him, ear, nose, tubes, pipes, ducks, and smooth as silk. The whale's sound, and the sun's sight, the sound of breathing, and the wings' flight. The 24 of Omega, and again Messier 83 and Hydra constellation, the 24 of the horseshoes that are linked, the galactic mushroom, and the 2-vine matrix, the divine mother or matrix, who's up to her tricks again. Maybe someone's spending money again. So it's coming up as the wrong person, right? The coconut who was fixed up with the blockhead, who was a blockhead because they were the coconut, which is trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, or vice versa, which was what this was coming up as. The coconut of the trickster here, who got the blockhead, right, to be with them, the round and the square pegs of the 24 and the 42, but with the 50 in the middle. Which is interesting too, because my parents' soul numbers were 24 and 42. But my mother was very abusive, and my father shouldn't have put up with that, even though they loved each other very much. The 50 of the 10 of cups of the spirit of the river, I'm not saying my dad was perfect to her either, because he wasn't perfect, because she had his issues with him as well, but just saying, okay? The 50 is the 10 of cups of the happy family of emotional fulfillment, the spirit of the river and the whale's emotional fulfillment, inspiring them to adventure and movement, as the 42 of the masculine is coming up as the netcaster's preparations coming to fruition, right? So the father energy of the 42 and the little girl, because he wanted to protect the little girl, you know, to a mother who may be demonstrative or abusive even, is coming up here as the one-to-one connection, which then if the father protects the daughter, it pisses the mother off even more, because then she would become jealous of that daughter and then take it out on her. The netcaster's preparations come to fruition, and this was at 444 from the angelic realms, where the best in the father comes out and wanting to protect their child after the Queen of Wands got between them. That's the energy that's coming up here. And there was probably really more of a soulmate connection between the father and the daughters here. Remember, there's two different daughter templates that were coming up here. We have the Sarah with the mother and the Anna with the father. They're two different daughter templates that were coming up here. The 444 of the angelic energies coming to fruition here with the father and daughter after the Queen of Wands got between them. And this isn't talking about all fire signs. It's just she's coming up as the temptress type of energy, or the trickster, the one that got between them. And then I looked up 6117, which is a DNA gene. All right, so the gene result RPA1, replication and protein, A1 human. It has to do with DNA metabolism, replication, and repair, which are so important. So that gene was coming up for somebody, 6117. At 449, which is the 4 of the Emperor, the 49 of the 9 of Cups, and self-satisfaction, there were 7 cards here, which is the Chariot, and then the 23 of the King of Wands, which is coming up as the Queen in yesterday's date, right? Yesterday was 23 and today is 24. The King of Wands, that you are worth it in your vision of 7 flames, which the 7 of Wands is that Christ vibration of standing up for yourself. It's the 33 card. The 11 of alignment with making a decision of truth and balance, and the 41 of the Holy Grail, to be in service to the little ones, right? To protect the little ones first. And the 25 of the Knight of Wands, to light a fire and keep your dreams alive. The blue baby blows a kiss from beyond, as then the number 5 comes up with change and freedom, to clear out the old and walk away to hope and happiness. Freedom rings by the seashells by the seashore. The 15 of the shadow, to catch your breath, right? So if you've been doing some shadow work, to hug a tree and catch your breath for a minute before moving forward with some shadow work, or with family, hugging the tree for safety and security before moving on. Perhaps the daughter facing her divine masculine shadow within herself. And the 59 of the inner war, and purging and reconciling differences in the family tree. The 60 of the totems comes up here, and the piggyback of who are watching, they're the watchers, as the Tyon, the tiger and the lioness. Those twins who are the tiger-lioness pairs, who are seen though as one color. They no longer have their stripes and color. They just have one color, which is Earth, Terra, right? We're from Earth. And they're great. The 457 of the Emperor and the 3 of Swords, of the separation, disappointment, and heartbreak. The purging of the 59 and the 60, which is war and peace. Before 18, which is Chai, life, and to be alive. The 8, before getting to the other side, because the 144 is on this side of the 3D, And then the 18 is the other side. It's elevating the 44 to the 8 vibration, the dance, of the upright dance, not the lap dance. The eyes of the eagle, oracle of the eye wide open, the circle. The tree, the totem, the wailing tree, but also the whale, as in the sea creature, the whale. The watchers, they're coming up as the double T's, or the temper tantrum, and the double U's, with the eagle keeping an eye on U's, purging and then watching together. The old eagle on their perch, so it's saying the progression of the twins, right? Because you have certain missions, but it's not like you have to do it the whole time. You do your purging, and then you watch together. You sit back and watch, and then you're the old eagle on a perch of war and peace. And the number 18, the high, the eagle's eye, and the I am, the 0 point, the eye of the beholder of the beloved. The eye of the beholder of the beloved. The chariot's journey, or the chariot's freedom. The 43 of the Three of Cups, overflow of good and plenty. The Moroccan Taj Mahal. The 54 of the Page of Swords, with news of the initiation of the crossing, that bridge, when you come to it. At the overflow is a need to expand beyond your own land, your own territory or body, right? If you have too much, you need to expand and give it to others or share it. The laying down of the wood to cross over to the other side and share. The one-to-one, the family to family, the community to community, and country to country, world to world, which then was coming up as the U.S. Moroccan Bridge. That the U.S., it comes up that the U.S. is the Moroccan Taj Mahal, because I was always getting that the Garden of Eden is in Morocco. And now they're saying that the U.S. is the garden that is now, it's now the U.S. So the garden where England went to the U.S., the Moroccan Garden of Eden moved to the U.S. with that at that time. It's very interesting the way it was coming through. The Page of Swords, with news of the initiation of crossing that bridge when you come to it, and the overflow. The U.S. Moroccan Bridge, where Morocco was one of the first to recognize the newly independent U.S., opening their ports to the American ships in 1777, and that was Sultan Mohammed. In 1786, right, the dreams that were 86th, the peace treaty from 1786 is the longest unbroken relationship in U.S. history, and that was from state.gov. On August 31st, 22, it quoted, for 60 years, the U.S. and Morocco have worked together, and that was from USAID.gov. War and peace of the desert, where the totem of the lion, the Tayan, the tiger and the lioness, are in the desert. They are piggybacked, watching the show of war and peace of the desert, and the struggling olive trees that don't normally grow in Morocco, but they are a really good source of the ingredient in olives because they had to work so hard to survive there in Morocco. And the U.S. land of good and plenty. The U.S. is Morocco's Taj Mahal, the Garden of Eden from bridges long ago, right? The etheric bridges, the ones you can't see. And Spirit's connecting with me. So then War and Peace came up by Russian author Leo Tolstoy from 1865 to 69. And there was also a TV miniseries called War and Peace that was January 18th, 2016, and the 1956 movie. And again, the struggle with Napoleon. You notice that his name is Leo, the lion, and Napoleon is also Leon, the lion. I'm getting Naples, too, with Napoleon. The divine feminine war within, and the divine masculine peace of the pie without. The 18 of the Chai, the 144 plus 0 point, all comes down to 0. Source, oracle, the I am, and the Cancer nation, July 4th, 1776, which equals 32 of the journey of good news, to bring back to the Garden of Eden as the twins back to each other. So the same journey that twins are taking, the Garden of Eden is also taking back to its home, right, which is the U.S., the journey back to the Garden of Eden as the twins back to each other, where the cross sings. The crossings is the cross sings. The crossing is the crossing of the vertical and horizontal pillars, which is the star of Bethlehem, which is Beth Lechaim, the house of God to life. 526 or 525 is the end, because you notice the beginning is with 26. I told you, the Page of Wands, the Lion's Heart. That's all the passion you need. And if you stay with the 23, 24, and 25, you're too much in your ego now. You're going just to the 26, just the Lion's Heart, just a little bit of that passion is needed. So we end now at the 25. That's part of the old, the 3D. The 26 is the Page of Wands, and beginning with the Lion's Heart, a cub's heart with big paws, big floppy paws, at 527, which is the Hierophant and the Ace of Wands. This little cub's heart with big paws, which that movie came up I watched last night. The wolf's name was Mystery. I don't know if it's, I think it was new. It's 7:22 on the clock, by the way, The Chariot and the Fool's Journey. But the movie was about a fox, you know, they found, and they took in, not knowing it was a fox, thinking it was a dog. But that same energy is coming up here, right, with the big cub's heart and the big paws, right, because a wolf would have much bigger paws than a dog would have. The big paw. So the big paws was coming up as the big father of two U's, or Mr. Big. That's Ed to you, or extra dimensional Mr. Ed. The bird flies free, with air we now breathe. The King of Wands is a bit off, with the family portal, and that would represent Charles now, and the chaos of bridging to the risky ark. The whale's song at the bottom of the sea, you see, at 528, which is the Hierophant, and that can be the societal structure of the crown, and then the 28 of the twin flames. So, you know, the taking away of QE2 is the ending of the false narrative of the quantum twin flame energy, as the twin flames then can come together, because now their name is no longer her name. The chain was broken. Noah's Ark to Joan's Ark then was coming up at 529, the Hierophant and the 29 of the Three of Wands being present in the moment to their gifts. But Joan of Arc is spelled Jeanne, Jeanne, which is Je-Anne. I-Anne of Arc, which is dark. 1412 to 5/3/1431, the Savior of France, Joan of Arc, or Je-Anne of is dark, the ark. I-Anne, which equals gift, data, forgiveness, mercy, food, year, and mother. I forgive the dark, the ark, the bridge, the spark of light. I forgive Noah's Ark, Noah's Ark. I forgive no ahs about it, that ark, because they were wounded in battle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it ended at 35, which is the wounded warrior. So there was your first message. And now we get to the Twin Flame 7 deck message on the table. All right. And so here is that. If I can get it to close this. What are you doing? There we go. It's doing all sorts of weird things. All right. So here is the basic read on the table from the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Okay. And then here is the full 7 deck read that you see on the table. And so when I first saw Ralph Smart's pop-up that said something about the Queen being gone, I didn't think anything. I don't have any judgment of her really. But the first thing I got as a message was the Wicked Witch is dead. So I hate to say that, but I have to tell you because it came in. But for me, it coincides with my reports about the witch's monkeys, because I've been talking about the flying monkeys a lot. But when the Wicked Witch dies in the movie, the monkeys go away with her. Okay, just so you know. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck was, this is where the 9/9 came in. So not only is it 9/9 today, but I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck at 9:09 last night. And that wasn't on purpose, it was by accident. So at 9:20 of chalices came up, which is all about emotions, but also perhaps cha and ices, or lice, maybe somebody got lice. At 9:21 is the hermit and the 21 of the world of Isis, so Isis could be coming up as well as Enture. And there's no word Enture, E-N-T-U-R-E, but it's coming up as, the E-N-T and then U-R. So ear, nose, and throat's coming up, and the channels, that was coming up in the read as well, but also comes up in a different way in the message. At 9:34, I finished clarifying with the major arcana being the higher self and the shadow, which is your shadow, your higher self, right? Your other, your masculine or your feminine. And then before the read was strength and transition. Transition is the death card. And afterward was chariot and abundance, which is the empress. There were 3 pentacles, 1 wand, 4 cups, and 1 sword, which is 31 and 41 of the 5 of wands of chaos and the 41 of love, the Holy Grail. I was just getting that the chaos is the Holy Communion to the 41 of the Holy Grail, right? The chaos of the 5 of wands of the Christ fight for themselves, right? The crucifixion. And the 41 of the Holy Grail, which is the womb of the mother, right? The daughter energy. The Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Cups, and the Queen of Cups all came up in the read. So we had both the King and Queen of Pentacles and the King and Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles between. We also had the Nine of Cups, the one, the Nine of Cups, the Get Your Wish card before the read. We had 33, 44, and 88 as the double numbers in the read. 33, the Christ vibration, standing up for yourself, the 7 of Wands. The 44 of the Atlas energy, grounding, integrating, and mastering, receiving of love. And the social worker type of energy, it's also boredom and apathy and on a 3D level. And then the 88 of the dance between the masculine and the feminine. Both already integrated their own dancing, and now just the next step is coming together into infinitum of the infinity connecting both bodies. The 10 of, they're already connected by cord, but this is another connection. The 10 of the high vibration, the 34 of the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love, the 46 of the 6 of Cups, the 68 of the Page of Pentacles, and the 89 of the Phi energy of expanding and contracting or staying in the middle, reflecting. And then, of course, 9, 10, begin again. Every time you expand, come back to center again. It's like that's the grounding, integrating. You expand and then you ground and integrate. You expand, ground and integrate. Keep coming back to the center, but you have to be conscious every day of that. And then the code line was all about the number 17 coming from 4, 10, and 3, which is like the Emperor, the Empress, and the 10 of destiny. The 17 of dreams coming true. And then Entour from adventure was coming up. So advertising could be coming up as well. So it was coming up as one equal and congruent to Sophia Christ, as opposed to Christ Sophia. Sophia Christ and that high vibe DNA for one of two, or support of the Atlas abundance, or mother, to peel back the layers perhaps, or for thee, the adventure. The divine feminine Christ, high vibe DNA, to support Atlas as the Empress, the talking tree that you are. The penis was also coming up as the talking tree. The abundance for the talking tree you are. The penis, the foot, the habit, the eye. That could be the hobbit, or the habit, the nun's hat as well. For thee was coming up regarding the support that's needed now for the masculine during the JC landslide, right? So the onslaught of people awakening, the journey, the phase, the stage. So you're needed to support the masculine in his work for this time of great landslide of awakening. And then I'm getting the song Landslide too. Take my love, take it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, river in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides can I handle the seasons of my life? So Teddy just gave us a gift. Thank you, Teddy. He was squeaking because he wanted to talk with me when I was singing. And then I've been afraid of changing because I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children grow older, and I'm getting older too. The Queen of Pentacles, and Spirit's connecting with me. Queen of Pentacles reverse starts the read in the underlying energy, as we have right here with the mini cards on top there. Below the Queen of Pentacles reversed is the Strength card reversed, the Eight of Wands reversed, Transition upright, the Six of Cups reversed, and the Nine of Cups upright. Needing strength, courage, and good health for heated exchange or a lot of debate, with the Six of Cups reversed falling out to be satisfying for the Queen of Pentacles reversed, that I just whistled about, because that could be someone who likes to be really sexy, destined to divorce, the Emperor reversed. The Nine of Cups satisfied, ending pain, as the star healer, the dream come true, or destined for two men to meet, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed in common. So that could be that the Queen of Pentacles partner was having an affair. Weak in a heated exchange, transiting the past bad memories to self-satisfaction without the Queen of Pentacles reversed, with Libra upright, Taurus and Aries reversed, destined church versus state and getting their way. In betrayal that turns out a dream come true, with the Two of Cups reversed and disconnect or at a distance, coming together but without affection. With the King of Swords reversed, getting over loss and regret, and the King of Cups upright, who's happy with themselves, having mastered his emotions, the Hanging Man upright, wise and seeing new perspectives, hanging out before dawn to implement a plan, seeing new perspectives at the new moon, again implementing a plan. Perhaps the Lobsters no longer up in arms about their lucky green boots, hung out to dry, or all the blood rushing to their head while they're inverting, kicking up their feet, hanging out at moonrise. So instead of sunset, it's moonrise. Not sleeping or rising above, or awake and coming out, saving and withholding or playing hardball, regarding deception of the King of Pentacles reversed. At 1043, the destiny of the coming together, the 43, of finances and career, and beneath that was to let go of control. So the movies that came up last night were one I'd seen already, where she had two dads, because she was looking for her real dad, and she ended up with two dads. So someone might end up with two dads. And then also, the dog, it was called Vicky and Her Mystery, which is the one about the wolf. That's about you, Teddy. I can't believe he had a service dog literally come up to the door to see him today. I guess you're meant to be in service to his. I always say that to Jen all the time, that he should be enacting with her because he learns tricks really easy. Like he slaps us 10 now, so he's so cute. He slaps me 5 too. Like I turned my back to him once when I was leaving my daughter's room, and I put my hand back to slap him 5 because he was sitting on the corner of the bed, and he slapped me 5. He's so cute. So anyway, at 1044 is the destiny of the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love. The social worker, Atlas type of energy of the weight of the world, of emotional weight of the world as opposed to physical weight of the world, of getting their wish in need of peace and truth about deception, of finding peace at sunrise, at the new moon. The King of Pentacles reversed, who's no superhero here, losing 2 lovers, or in need of playtime, or missing getting up with the kids in the morning, or deception of a man with 2 lovers who's dumped by both, or who's dumping them, or used to come home to 2 girls or more, but no more, the empty nest syndrome, or no longer seen as the hero. With self-discipline and teaching and learning of 41 and 57, the King of Swords reversed at the workplace, who feels energized there as opposed to home, and free to leap with the High Priestess with an open heart, without the Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed. Perhaps twinkle toes, free and easy, where the Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed are cranky and lazy, or refusing to help, with Leo and Aries and Pisces all upright here, and the King of Swords is reversed, with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands reversed, who may be all unhappy. At 1059, which is the moment before 11, the 10 of Destiny and the inner war of the 59, the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles both reversed, implementing a plan with the King of Pentacles reversed to break up for self-love, new love, or self-discovery. Or for self-love, or self-discipline was coming up here. Or the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and 7 of Pentacles was coming up as another kid perhaps here, but all reversed are together. And the King of Pentacles reversed without the kids and learning to love himself without being the hero, right, of the kids. Fighting to walk away, leaving all the crap behind, all the messes, and a dream come true, saving for a new life, with lover out in the cold and the High Priestess destined, with the Emperor reversed to be single or to be independent or with independent in the past, or Atlas avoiding sudden changes or after sudden event and sharing, with the Page of Wands, little love, or the one who's inspiring them, like Teddy. At 1123, which is the 11 of Justice and Alignment, the 23 of the King of Wands, perhaps the Knight of Pentacles upright here was running away from the angry mob in a heated exchange that wasn't working out and trying to detox the situation, or the Devil reversed and the Angel upright, the wounded warrior on guard of the Queen of Swords reversed, and the Sovereign upright, or maybe an independent child, feeling anxious or imprisoned by a negative past, feeling guilt or shame of a divorce and falling from grace, or guilt and shame about being outside the box or more spiritually oriented than the traditional religion. The higher self needing clarity of the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth, who's rushing in with a message, or perhaps throwing eggs or a delivery to end the conflict, who needed strength or control or power over the Knight of Swords and their messages of truth. The central energy of the King of Pentacles reversed and the Hermit reversed, with an independent child or partner in jail or with anxiety issues, and the King of Pentacles Hermit reversed with 10 of Cups reversed, unhappy family, or emotionally unfulfilled, or just ending an emotional cycle that's way overdue to be done, in disconnect or distant, with the Capricorn or Pisces hung out to dry, and the Magician reversed, manipulated by the enemy while under attack, unable to manifest. Again, that discomfort of needing things a certain way in order to perform. The challenge being the 10 of Wands upright, of Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind, with flame in hand, one flame, with issues at work and no peace, and the Knight of Wands always to the rescue, as the Dark Knight or Scorpio and Sagittarius refuse to work together, with bad memories and falling out in the past at 1136, which is Justice and the Atlas energy again of the weight of the world, but in a physical sense. And then at 37, which is the King of Cups, the King of Wands reversed perhaps made a bad decision and or is holding back an announcement about what they've decided to do. The King of Wands reversed with the Hermit reversed, so perhaps we also have the King of Pentacles reversed here. Perhaps the King of Wands reversed coming out, or the King of Wands reversed and the Hermit reversed is actually the King of Pentacles reversed. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles reversed, which could be the dysfunctional family or the family with loss, after sudden jealous rage in a heated exchange with patient or being a patient angel, Sagittarius with Virgo in their chart, and Scorpio with jealous temper, or patient Queen of Pentacles reversed, with 2 of Pentacles performing or juggling with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Swords both reversed. They may be acting up or not sleeping, or sleeping with a pet and then not getting sleep, or not being able to sleep with their pet so they can't sleep, or Leo child or pet may be snapping out or weak due to a lack of sleep, or child separated from sleeping with their pet and again just can't sleep. So now here's the Devil or the shadow reversed of detoxing and starting over in love to come together with the Magician who ghosted and dissatisfied with self, or without lover, or dissatisfied without affection. And the Page of Wands, again, the Lion's heart, hiding out, suffering in silence, or perhaps a sister, an energy stealing. The injustice of one getting through. It's the energy of someone convincing somebody else to have sex with them so that they can distract them while another comes in and steals from them. Or the ex coming back, or getting the children to do their dirty work, so to speak, as well. The King of Cups upright, uncomfortable with emotions of wanting to leave, but without option, perhaps because of his sister, or suffering in silence, or the injustice of prison, anxiety, or a trap that was laid for them. Obsessing over splitting hairs, the King of Swords reversed, and the Seven of Swords upright, where the King of Swords may have Gemini in his chart, or Virgo in his chart, lying, cheating, or stealing from the Queen of Cups reversed in separation, or stole her heart. The Knight of Cups receiving big love from synchronicities, or heaven in their eyes. Perhaps seeing a display or synchronicities and feeling blessed, and falling from grace though, and moving out and hitting the road, or falling for a trick to get them out of the house. Or the King of Swords reversed, Knight of Cups offers love, but the Queen of Cups reversed loves them more, with displays of affection and separation, or the Queen of Wands reversed makes a fool of himself, and angrily leaving, there takes off. Soon here's the Three of Cups upright, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, uninvited, to a pool party, or a block party, or a neighborhood watch. Or after a falling out, the Page of Pentacles didn't invite Pisces, or Divine Feminine third party through work. Looking back and letting go to fix or make amends, the Knight of Wands upright is rushing back in to save the day once again. Guarded but can't resist saving the day, the Page of Swords reversed is without a leg to stand on. After a sudden event, there's no reply or no replay, or negative words, rumors, spying and lying after sudden death, or love offered that was not blocked, or love offered with no sex in return, or the Dark Knight offering love is a turnoff for them. So this could be someone who, was never being themselves, was just trying to be suave and like the player. And so someone liked them because they liked that, but they didn't like their true self. So then when they came forward as a loving person, they were turned off by that because they're not in a high vibration. They didn't never love their true self. They loved the image of the player. The Divine Feminine uninvited, and the Divine Masculine without a message. In the past, they couldn't resist each other. Or Scorpio offering love, but the Sagittarius wants sex. So the Knight of Wands leaves to go to a party, or just coming together. Uninvited to get the Divine Feminine of the past to let go of, or catch them. They're trying to catch them with their guard down. Trying to get the Divine Feminine to let go of the past, or just come in with their guard down. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Four of Cups reversed, coming in off the island of self as the Page of Cups being vulnerable. The message of love from the King of Swords reversed, performing for the Empress or perhaps a serenade. Knowing the Two of Swords, keeping their energy clear, at 12-12, two hanging out, the Queen of Cups reversed standing up for themselves in separation, or disappointed by the High Priestess or Pisces, who's over the King of Swords reversed. And a little princess also came up whose name was Sarah. Taurus, Pisces is upright, or the King of Swords reversed innocent, and the Empress upright has been juggling and not telling about the Queen of Cups reversed, who's emotional about being separated from the High Priestess, Pisces, or their higher self. And that could be two women, like a married couple where the wife is actually gay and was hiding the whole time, and she actually has an affair on the side. Starting over in love is the Page of Cups upright with the King of Swords reversed, juggling the Empress and keeping to themselves about the Queen of Cups reversed, standing her ground about separation from Pisces or Page of Cups, or perhaps a pet. Forgiving and learning, and yes, it is safe for you to love, and engagement comes up here, where your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. I had to figure out where I was. I just lost my spot. So around the twins, or how they're seen, is the King of Cups. Frustrated, recovering from loss, but he's upright, out in the cold, or somebody injured or ill, sick, Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps giving money away to charity, and or kids out of control. And this could be somebody being vengeful too, like giving his stuff away, or spending his money, or giving stuff to the kids to give away, or giving away their services for free, or giving his stuff away, like I said, or sick with lots of hospital bills. And the block here is the Four of Swords reversed, without rest, Atlas, working too hard without success. After sudden event or in avoiding sudden changes comes adventure, but even more so forgiveness and financial discipline. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright here with the Queen of Cups reversed, inspired to help or with two kids, the Page of Wands upright and the Knight of Pentacles upright. So if the other one doesn't want to help, maybe they do. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups are both reversed, refusing to help, but the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles may be willing here, where the Queen of Cups reversed may be Cancer, and the Queen of Wands here may be Aries reversed, or have Aries in their chart, and maybe needing clarity about sleeping arrangements for the pet. The Queen of Cups reversed, hiding in the car, while uninspired to see the Empress at the workplace with issues, or the Queen of Cups reversed, hiding the car, not wanting the Empress to see them there, sharing with others. Or the Queen of Cups reversed is the lookout, while the Empress goes into the workplace to settle a score, a mother or boss getting the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Cups upright to do their dirty work for them. That could be getting their kids to do it for them, or people who work for them to do it. Or Cancer frustrated with Taurus at the workplace settling out. Or the Page of Cups is happy with the Knight of Swords reversed, unhappy, and the Queen of Cups reversed is unhappy with the Empress who's happy. Divide and conquer, perhaps, to cheer somebody up, kids or parents not getting along, or wife and mistress running into each other at work. At 127, the Magician and the Ace of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and their higher self starting over with the King of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles offering help to the King of Pentacles reversed. Challenged by Atlas and burdens and coming together socially to start over in love and detox with the Queen of Cups reversed, with anxiety about a drive, or uninspired by the Empress and work conflicts. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright with the Page of Pentacles reversed, with higher self or Pisces, and the King of Pentacles reversed challenged by their burdens, responsibilities, and detoxing starting over to come together with the King of Cups without rest, or not sleeping with the Queen of Cups reversed who's hiding or imprisoned by a drive or a trip, and not excited that the Empress with issues is there at work at 131 of the Magician and the Chaos. So there is your read. All right, just to have a quick energy card, because I'm getting a little tired here. It's 7:49 on the clock. That's 7 by 7. Chariots of Fire and Ice, the 49. Getting your wish. At 117:46, I just looked. 127 rather, 46, and that's the inner children. The 1 of the Magician and the 27 of the Ace of Wands, of the inspiration. All right, and what is our takeaway today? What is our takeaway? What is the takeaway, the next move? What is the final message? The world, taking a step back to see the big picture. The 29 of being present in the moment to your gifts and the beauty of the world. And you notice how blue it is too. It's all about the blue and white. And then the dream of the polarities coming together and merging and taking action for a dream to come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart, as the perfect storm awaits of destiny, of a high vibration, to help you get there with the 45 purging of the man holding a heart. And perhaps he's journaling too, or preparing a trip around the world. As somebody is walking away because they're inspired by something new. And that could be the Queen of Wands, right? So she may be making a parallel move and moving out of the situation. And that's like the Queen leaving as well. The appreciation of the shadow and the underlying energy, but she doesn't really look very happy there. I don't know if she's truly being appreciative, but it's about appreciating your shadow side as well as your light side. The 31 of the Chaos, and learning to know what you value right? Because maybe the chaos caused you to take a good look of what you really value so that you know what you want. And again, appreciating your shadow side as well as your light. And bringing them then to the middle in action. As the storm comes in to take you there, the Wizard of Oz, to take you to where you thought you wanted to go so that you end up back home with a man holding a heart who perhaps has a plan or is journaling to go around the world perhaps as somebody is walking away or as soon as they leave because they're making an adjacent move here. What are you doing, Teddy? This is definitely the door to romance, you guys, with the 33 and the unity consciousness, with the key to your heart and liberty for all. So don't be sad or upset. The 16 of epiphanies, and it's taking so long, having patience here. And again, there's the woman holding a heart. So it's both of you and your different perspectives. And showing gratitude for your shadow side or your higher self. Well, there you go. Okay, remember your water. Don't forget. Sometimes we forget. That's why I tell you every day I'm kind of a nag that way, but you don't have to see it that way. Your water, your rest, your joy, your nature, and follow your own guidance. Rise and be loved, love and rise. I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.